Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. I just wanted to start off by saying, isn't this bow absolutely ridiculous? I actually just picked this up yesterday. I didn't expect it to look so huge on her head, but in person it actually looks super cute. So Miss Everly Grace is joining us once again because we are at her 3-month update now. So we skipped through her 2nd month update. Probably shouldn't have, but we did. And now we are doing her 3-month update. She's 3 months today, aren't you? And she can hold her head and she's so strong. In today's update, I'm gonna recap a little bit about what was going on with her when she was first born, how she is doing at 3 months old. All right, so to recap just a little bit for those of you who are new, Everly was born just around Easter time. We went home 24 hours after she was born. Within about 48 hours after that, she had stopped breathing about 6 times. We had the outlet monitor on her, so that was super helpful. It was like a God sign of protecting our little girl. We put it on her as soon as she came home from hospital, and that was notifying us. So her O2 sats were dropping. They weren't going like super low, so we waited, went into the hospital the following day, and then they readmitted her to that hospital where she was delivered, and then they transferred her in ambulance to the ICU, to the neonatal ICU, where she spent 10 days. They were the most grueling 10 days of my life. I will put her NICU story up above if you guys are interested in seeing it. I do want to say that emotionally, the past 3 months have been the most emotional 3 months of my life as well. Only because, oh, you're holding my hand, such a sweet girl. So they were the most emotional 3 months of my life because not only am I postpartum, not only are we unsure what's going on with our little baby girl, because I had no diagnosis for her when we went home when she was 2 weeks old. And I also had a 21-month-old at home, and then 2 older boys, an 8-year-old and a 9.5-year-old. So it was super busy. So like I said, they were super emotional. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. She came home on oxygen, so we had to make sure even during the day that she was on her oxygen, just the 2 little cannulas in her nose. And then after about, I guess she was what, 4 weeks old at that point, we went back for 2 weeks after she was 4 weeks old. And let's put you down for a quick sec. All right, so she was getting awfully squirmy, so I just put her right down here on her playmat next to me. We're actually sitting in her nursery right now, which is super fitting. This is where I've been filming the majority of my sit-down videos. It's kind of a quiet spot. Like I said, I have 3 other kids at home and it gets pretty loud. It's summertime. So this is where I can retreat and have a little bit of peace with her. We do this a couple times a day where we just come upstairs. I'll rock her in her chair, or we like play on the floor. It's just really quiet. They were really trying times for me. It was really difficult. At 4 weeks, we only had to do the oxygen at nighttime and carry her portable one with us in case of emergency. So we're doing nighttime with that. At 2 months old, we were still doing the same thing. She had a checkup when she was 9 weeks old and everything seemed fine. Her O2 sat seemed really good. They were happy with that. And then they sent us home with an oximetry monitor at that point. So that's that little red flashing light that goes on your hand. It typically goes on a newborn's foot, so they're not ripping it off. Probably been about 7 days now, nightly with no oxygen, and I'm super happy to say that she is doing phenomenal on that. Like her machine never goes off during the night. It'll go off like once maybe, and she drops like 88, which is like their cutoff, and then goes right back up. So that is so exciting. Like, thank the Lord. We actually have an appointment on Monday to go and bring the machine back, and then they're just gonna like write her off if everything's good, or follow up if everything's not good. But I'm thinking things are gonna be good because I would see it on the monitor if it wasn't, and she seems to be doing so well. So we're so thrilled with that. Everly was co-sleeping with us the majority of the time, just for my peace of mind. But now that she's 3 months old, we started putting her in her little cot next to us, just to kind of transition from her sleeping on me. I know it's not recommended to co-sleep. Do what you guys want to do. I co-slept with all of my babies for the first few months anyways. Having that breastfeeding bond and breastfeeding, it was just so much easier having them next to me. And they've always had like those oximetry monitors, whether it was the Owlet or the oximetry monitor or her oxygen she was on. So I had peace of mind knowing like Number one, I'm not gonna squash her. Number two, like if she ever has a blanket in her face, which we do keep the blankets and pillows way away from her, and we have a king size bed as well. And when my husband's away from work, then it's just her and I. So there's loads of room for her to sleep. We've got a brand new mattress, it's nice and firm, and all of that. But now that we're slowly growing a little bit older, eventually she's gonna be sleeping in her own room, in her own bed. So we're just slowly doing that transition. With her health issues, I'm not sure I'm gonna put her in her room anytime soon. I'm thinking she'll be in her little cot thing at least until she's sitting up unassisted or something like that, because you obviously don't want them pulling themselves up and hurting themselves. So that is that. Everly's current weight is 13.2 pounds, so she's growing quite a bit. She's almost put on a pound in the past 3 weeks, which they're super excited about. She's also about 23 inches long, so shorter than my boys were at this age, but she's a girl and that's okay. Like, I much prefer my girl to be petite than my boys. So the hospital was saying, like, as she's growing, maybe that's what's helping her lungs develop. Again, I know I've told you guys this many times before. They weren't sure if she was a little bit more premature than what we thought at 39 weeks, because I didn't have a cycle between the two babies and we just don't know when I would have gotten pregnant. So they were hoping that they could call it apnea of prematurity and then just move on from that, because they have no explanation to what was going on with her. As far as her development, she is doing so good. She does not like tummy time, but neither of my kids like their tummy time. She will go on her belly once in a while. She protests quite a bit, but we still do it once in a while. She's actually sitting in her like little sit me up floor seat thing, which is super awesome. We love it. She actually enjoys it quite a bit as well. We'll like talk to her, play with her little toys. That also helps her ab muscles and helps her neck get a little bit stronger. But it's really nice because the backing goes up pretty high, so she can't kick her head back like that, which is really good. It wouldn't be safe otherwise, so we love that. She is loving her playmat still. I know I said this in my newborn must-haves, how much she enjoyed it. She still really likes it. We add toys to it. We put her little mirror up there now, and she's just really enjoying being on that. I know I mentioned before, like, we have the swing, the rock and play, the vibrating chair, her sit me floor chair thing, and her playmat, but it's really nice to be able to like move her around. As she's getting a little bit older, at 3 months, she gets bored a little bit easier. Like, newborns will just sleep wherever. She, like, it's what time now? It is 10:30. She's been up since 7:45 with no nap. Like, she's definitely protesting today. She naps a little bit less and a little bit infrequently, but that's okay. As long as she's happy and in a good mood, we are fine with that. So like I said, we move her from place to place so she doesn't get too bored, so she doesn't get overstimulated with one thing or understimulated. It's just nice to have different areas that you could lay your baby on so that they can just do something different. Like, they can't move themselves around, so it's nice to just be able to move them around for them. She is also smiling quite a lot, which is super fun and exciting because smiles are just so pretty. She's also making like little cooing sounds. She's not laughing yet, like a full-blown laugh, but she is making these, you can probably hear her right now. Hello. She's making these super adorable little baby sounds, and she also turns her head when she hears your voice. Obviously not when she hears her name, because she doesn't quite know her name yet. But when she hears your voice or someone talking, she'll like full-blown like turn her head no matter where she is and look right at you, which is exciting. It's just so cute. Like, even though you've had 4 babies and this is baby number 4 for us, it's never boring or dull or unexciting to see your baby do something new. Even my toddler, like, he's learning to talk and he can say his name now, and he just turned 2, by the way. It's just so fun and exciting to get to see them grow at every stage. It never gets redundant. The last thing in the developmental category is that she can roll from back to front. Like, she will be laying on her back, she will turn to her side and then kick herself right over. She has actually been doing this for quite some time. She was doing it like on a softer surface, like on a sofa or something like that, for probably like a good solid month, which is super weird to me because my toddler now probably didn't roll over until he started sitting up unassisted. Like, it took him forever to want to roll over. He was happy as could be on his back and would just not move. So like I said, every baby is different. All of their growth and development is going to be different. It's just so different, like with every child. Before I finish off her 3-month update, I did want to talk a little bit about breastfeeding and sleeping. So we spoke a little bit about sleeping. I told you she was sleeping in our bed, that we're slowly transitioning to her cot. But if in the middle of the night she was too fussy, then I'd bring her back into bed with me. I'm comfortable with that. If I'm doing something upstairs, I'll lay her in her crib right there where she can sleep, nap, just hang out, just to kind of have the feels. She'll sleep in her car seat when we're in the car. She sleeps in the stroller. She sleeps in the carrier on my chest, which is super good. We are trying to encourage her to have different sleeping places. Being a busy, active family of 6, we are always on the go. And my toddler, when he was a baby, even this age, would not sleep anywhere. And that was definitely a huge burden for our family because we need the babies to be able to sleep on the go. He didn't even sleep in the car when he was little. He still doesn't sleep in the car. So like I said, that was very, very difficult. And as for breastfeeding, Everly is exclusively breastfed. She has been since day 1. She has taken a few bottles here and there in the past 2 months or so. The reason being is if I need to run out and get something done, if I want to get my nails done, if I want to go grocery shopping in the evening time when Easton's asleep, I need her to be able to have a bottle. Typically, I will breastfeed her before I go, but there's always milk stashed. I pumped a ton of milk when we were in the NICU, and I'm still pumping quite a bit. But in reality, 98% of the time, I am breastfeeding her. We are not on a schedule. She kind of breastfeeds on demand. She sleeps when she's tired. I think around the 4.5 month mark is when I was more on a schedule, like actually having my babies wake up at a certain time during the day, having them nap about the same time, like say 2 hours after they wake up, 2 hours after that, and so on. Hello, you getting cranky now? There we are. I think in the first 3 to 4 months of life, you're just establishing life with them, a little bit of like a breastfeeding bond. You're just really enjoying every moment, going with all of the feels, which is really good. And I think, like I said, next month we'll probably start going with a little bit more of an active routine. So I think it just depends on every family. Every family has different needs. So whatever works for us, like I said, might not work for you guys, but we're just going with all of the feels. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here while I share my life and my baby girl with you guys, because it's just gonna be so nice to be able to look back on these moments and look back on these videos and just get all of these memories. It's just so exciting. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling.